What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live and in person, in the flesh.
We're live. We're live
squared. This is Purple Square 22 coming at you with my homeboy style pigeon. We're in the pigeon coop.
And 100%. It's called the pigeon coop for sure.
And today is going to be a different episode because we are in person, and we wanted to just play some couch co-op Web3 kind of games for y'all and show off some of the stuff that GameFi has and have a conversation about it, but mostly just kind of hang out, play some video games.
Yeah, we happen to be in town at the same time for some family get-togethers, so we thought this would be a fun, cool thing to do and show everybody a little bit about Web3 gaming and how that works, because we're both gamers and have been for a long time.
Yeah.
And are still, even though we're over 30, still into video games and stuff, having fun with that. And we think that Web3 can bring a lot of interesting stuff to that. So before we dive in and everything, do you want to go ahead and tell them about the sponsor?
Absolutely. Yeah. Big shout out to our friends at RoundlyX. They are the sponsor for Gingerly. They are a simple to use app that allows you to round up your purchases into Bitcoin and other crypto assets. If you've ever used Acorns, it's kind of like that. This set it and forget it dollar cost averaging tool helps you build wealth safely and conveniently over time. I've been using them for a long time, actually helped me pay off my Subaru during the pandemic. And if you sign up with the code Gingerly, which is the title of our show, you'll get a $15 Bitcoin sign up bonus. So go check out roundlyx.com in the side while you're looking at our stream. And with that, we can hop in. We already listened to the awesome theme song.
Cool.
So I just forgot that my mouse doesn't do.
So all right. So just as a precursor, real quick, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. So with all the different stuff we've got going back and forth and screens and sharing and all of that. So we're going to play some of that by ear. So Nick, if you're in the background and we need something or whatever, just shout us out and we'll figure this out along the way. But the first game that we want to check out, and sorry, y'all are going to have to see my browser, is Project Indigo. So this is a game that we've got some buddies that work on and whatnot, and it's on the Stacks blockchain. And I think it's a really cool, like, RPG setup, but I haven't played it yet. I've heard good things about it, but John actually has played it.
I've played it a lot.
Do you want to go ahead and maybe take the controls and walk us through like a first level or something? Or
so I'll talk you through it, and let's have you go through it, because this is going to be your first time with your new Wastelander, right?
Yeah, I'm excited.
So basically, the premise of Project Indigo is this is like a post-apocalyptic world. And Nick is saying we'll share all the links in the YouTube description afterwards. Cool. So yeah, if you want to check out Project Indigo and you're watching this video after we're live, you can go and play along. So basically, you want to go get yourself an NFT from gamma.io, look for Project Indigo, and buy yourself a Wastelander. That's what you were seeing at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, right here.
These little guys. Yeah, you can buy all of that. And that's going to be your main character. So go ahead and click on the reach. This is like...
Okay, so on the map here, right?
Yeah. There we go. It's got a really cool soundtrack. I'm not sure if audio is coming through, Nick. Let us know if it is or not. Soundtrack is dope. So basically, the areas that are live currently are the little green arrows. Can you turn the audio down a bit?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Cool. Nice. Now we can actually...
Hopefully that's not feeding back and everything. So, all right.
Okay, cool. So let's start out at, let's just look at the front gate's how you leave. So let's see. Go to the science lab and start off with.
Okay, cool.
I think we just click around and like see how this goes. Okay, so there's just basically it's like, what would you call this kind of game? It's not like
it's text-based RPG.
There you go. Yeah.
But with some really beautiful graphics. I mean, I'm already liking it. I really enjoy it. So from a like gamer standpoint, I really enjoy these extra little animations.
Yeah.
I know that they don't take like a ton of work, but it just adds so much. And from my perspective, when I see a game designer take the time to do that, they could have just had this all be static, right? Or static rather.
Yeah.
But they went the extra mile and did that extra design work. And this actually has a good number of frames in the smoke and stuff.
Yeah.
So all right, am I settling in? Is there something? Let me ask you about leaving. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so it keeps the text. That's nice. Check with the men at the front gate. I believe the junk dealer may also have news for you at the scrapyard. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go talk to the junk dealer.
Cool.
At the scrapyard. Sweet.
So this is really cool. these lost shipments you can buy for 30 stacks, which we're not going to do during the show because it'll take too long to confirm. But basically, the team airdropped these shipments in the game, and you can purchase them, and they unlock weapons. So it can be like weapons, armor. Eventually, there's going to be companions. Okay, cool. So now it's okay, cool. I was reading up on your notes, Nick. Thanks for the comments about the sound. Hopefully, this all works okay. But anyway, so this is how you unlock weapons, and all the weapons and items in Project Indigo are actually NFTs, which is really cool. That means that you can trade them outside of the game. You can buy and sell them depending on how you progress through the game or like what your play style is. So that's a big benefit of GameFi. Maybe we can just go through the available sections and talk about
So
how GameFi
can I
plugs
unlock
in.
a lost shipment or that? So that
If
has
you
to
have
confirm.
one. Yeah, it'll have to confirm on the Stacks blockchain, which currently takes 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
And also, I'm not sure if you have weapons. We'll find out here in a minute when we go to. So it doesn't look like you have a container.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
So we'll find out more about your arsenal when we go to the front gate, which is
right now.
right there.
So
Yeah.
I do want to just continue with gameplay for right now. I've got so many things to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
This is so exciting. Okay, going out there, are you? Well, there ain't no one that's been out around more than I have, and that's a fact. Need any advice?
So yeah, let's go ahead and do one about quests.
Be sure to equip yourself for
Used to.
Oh, sorry. Quest for the ultimate test of Wastelander's ability to survive the harsh environment and find some loot along the way. Battle monsters for Tox, which is token, and the chance to find NFT items. You might even spot an unusual monster variant, which is exciting. Be sure to equip yourself before setting out. All shipments containing equipment may still be available at the scrapyard. If not, you'll have to barter with other Wastelanders to find your own.
Cool. Okay. So advanced audio settings.
Okay, we're having to fix some audio stuff on here. You mean turn on high res audio? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So, okay, cool.
Okay, we just did that.
And hopefully that helps a lot.
Cool. So what's really interesting about the other prompts here is that whenever you go out and you battle monsters, you get the Tox token as a reward.
Okay.
And you can basically get special intel by paying that token to this guy, and he gives you like, if you do these things, you'll be able to get more rewards or something like that.
Okay, gotcha. So it's almost like you can kind of collect in-game currency, and that's actually a Web3 token or blockchain token rather.
Yeah.
And then you can use that to basically get power-ups and things for quests, or what, like he'll give you better quests that have better rewards, etc.
And power-ups. So it'll power up your weapons. He'll give you like hints and stuff like that. So it's really cool.
Okay. Cool.
So let's click on quest, like gather samples. Let's see what we can do. I hope that
select a Wastelander.
Yeah. So can you click on? There you go. There you go. There's your Wastelander.
Okay, sweet.
So select that bad boy. And I don't think you have any. You can click on. Yeah. You can click on all of these various little icons. And if you had those items, you can equip them there. So you have spiked knuckles. Nice. Let's equip that. Let's see what else. You may not have any other slots, but
I don't think I do.
Worth checking.
Yeah, I think that the spiked knuckles is the only Indigo item I have.
Okay, cool. So let's just start with this. So the way that your health works, you have all these stats. You have 49 HP. Your attack ranges from 2 to 8. 4 defense. And then obviously all of these stats get upgraded depending on what you're carrying when you go out. You can only do a mission every 24 hours with a Wastelander, per Wastelander.
Okay.
But if you die, I think it's like 48 hours. So you can choose to run away and like save that timer.
Yeah,
so it's only a 24-hour cooldown. But if you get killed, then it's a 48-hour cooldown.
Okay,
so let's go ahead and click
Let's do this. How are we doing on time? Oh, we got plenty of time.
Sweet. We're doing great. It's only been 2 minutes. All right. First enemy.
Okay, cool. So I'm fighting a butterfly monster.
And so now you can see on the UI here, you can attack, you can run, and then if you had Tox tokens, you can do a special charged up attack.
Okay,
and
so we're going to attack.
Since I played last, they added a health bar, so that's nice. We can see how much health the enemy has.
Oh, that's huge. Okay, that's 8 damage. What's up?
That's awesome. You got a max attack to start off with.
16. Looks like it's got about 32. Okay. So I guess I just
attack until he dies. Yeah. And so it says up. You see in the upper left, it says gather samples round 1 of 5.
Yeah.
So if you get all 5, you collect all the samples, and it's a successful mission.
hit. What is up with that?
You're killing it today. Let's get
up. I'm about to kill this.
Yeah.
All this.
Oh no, he evaded and got a crit.
Oh no.
Come on, land. 4 damage.
That's
Dude, 2 talks, 8 XP.
sick.
So it's really cool. So your Wastelander's level 4 right now.
Yep.
Whenever you get enough XP, you'll level up to the next
Like
level.
76% through the level.
76%.
Or maybe that's 76%.
Maybe that's it. But anyway, when you level up, that level stays with your NFT. You're more powerful. And if you go and list that on a marketplace, all those stats stay.
Okay,
So
cool.
you can level up a character to max level and then go list it on a marketplace.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so but now I've got another moth. What's the monster type range like?
Moths are pretty common. There are rats that are a little less like powerful compared to the moths. There's like a piranha plant kind of like Mario, where he's kind of like got
Okay, cool.
toxic
Yeah.
ooze coming out of it and stuff.
That's fun.
Yeah, I hope we can get to another type of thing.
Oh, okay, we just like give a little dodge.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's putting up a fight.
Yeah, it is. It's laying down some damage. There we go. So you have 4 talks now on this run. So we could potentially use like a powered up tox attack on the next.
Okay, so how do I regain my health?
You don't. That's the kicker.
Okay, so I'm going back to the region.
You can always run. Let's try one more and see if
Okay.
because we can run potentially. There we go. A rat's not bad. We might be able to go.
Oh my gosh, it's ugly. Okay,
Yeah.
so who did the art?
That's a good question. So there's an artist associated with Project Indigo, but I'm not exactly sure who it was. I know it's just a lot of the development on the back end. I'm not sure about the artist. Boom, beat it, no problem. I would say let's keep rolling the dice. We got 6 talks. Oh, nice, another rat. This is good.
Oh, he's filthy too. Filthy rat.
Oh no,
You dirty rat.
well this next one. Oh, you got an additional attack.
Oh yeah, I got to do the tox attack.
No, he's almost dead. Let's save it. Okay, if we have a big enemy, that's the last one. No,
I'm not scared.
let's go.
Hey, damn.
Done.
What's up?
Oh, hey, you leveled up.
Nice, level up. Let's
So
go.
now all of your attack and like health stats should raise. Range further, one more.
Let's do
This
it.
is the final boss. There you go.
Oh, okay, we gotta
So we might have to run, depending on how. Let's try a toxic attack to open.
It looks like the tox attack is
Oh,
not gonna work because it hasn't like hit my
so yeah, you have to have a successful mission,
okay, cool.
and so this is like
Now we just gotta hopefully we got enough power.
oh snap, I would run
Okay.
or just die, whatever you want to do.
Let's just go for it. Okay. Maybe we get lucky.
Oh man,
I don't think we're getting lucky.
no, I don't think so.
Let's get out of here. I'll take the XP.
Cool, it worked. So go back to the range. Man, you escaped by the hair of your chinny chin chin right there.
here, yeah.
So if you click on the Wastelander again, you should see your Wastelander with a cooldown. So yeah,
Okay, cool.
24-hour cooldown.
So if I had another Wastelander, I could take him out too.
yes,
Cool.
and they're actually pretty cheap right now in Gamma because tax is down. So I actually bought like 3 or 4 at one point and was doing multiple runs a day,
Oh,
which is cool because your tox goes to the same account.
right, because it's all in the same wallet.
Exactly right. So you can have multiple characters.
No, so you have to have your own Stacks wallet and everything integrated to do this.
Right.
Yeah, because there are some other game features that allow you to kind of get around that, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So when it comes to, let's see if I can actually just move this tab real quick. Okay, cool. So now we don't have the music playing in the background.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this game, what is it that you think Web3 is bringing to this game that cannot be accomplished via Web2 gaming?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the big deal there is the interoperability of the characters and the items. Those are like the two things that I like the most. And I work at NeoSwap, and so my whole job revolves around trading NFTs.
Right.
And I've actually hosted several little get-togethers with Indigo players where we all bring. So, like when I minted loot boxes to start off with, it was a random mint, right? So you don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
I ended up getting a ton of offensive items, like a ton
Sure.
of weapons, and no defense whatsoever. And so the only way to be able to get those items is either purchase more loot boxes where you don't know what you're going to get,
Right.
or if you're in like a swap meet, like with NeoSwap, we could all just say, okay, look, I have these 4 offensive items, and I'll trade you for 2 of your defensive items, right?
Right.
And I would make that swap happen. So that's really cool because in real gaming, you can't just go trade weapons and items with other players like that.
Right. And then even in addition to that, like let's say, we're playing Indigo and there's another game like, I'm playing Diablo. Let's say Diablo was Web3. You're playing this game right now, and I used to play this game, but I'm not interested in playing this game anymore. Now I'm playing Diablo, and vice versa for you, right?
Right.
You've
I used
already
to play
played
Diablo,
but now you're playing Indigo. I can go, well, here, actually, this is a godly item for this, but I want a godly item for your game.
Yeah, exactly.
In exchange, we can exchange via any game,
right?
That we want to. And in addition to that, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a game on the same blockchain. Eventually, we'll have
cross-chain. Yeah,
because the infrastructure is not there for that yet, from what I know. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Not that I know of.
But like cross-chain swaps, cross-chain. I can't talk today. Cross-chain trading will inevitably happen. Like the infrastructure just needs to be actually built.
Right.
So that hasn't happened yet. So let's.
The other big thing I was going to say about Indigo is the character. I alluded to this while you were looking at it, but you could make a career, right, out of grinding characters up to be max level or to certain various levels, right? Like,
okay.
So I could imagine a scenario where, say, a game like Indigo took off. You're really good at Indigo, and so you purchase really crappy characters, right, for cheap, and then grind them up to the maxed out level, and you max out all their stats. You can sell those for a certain price, but maybe it's too expensive for some players. They just want to jump in at level 15, say. So you could level stuff up to level 15 or level 20 or whatever it is where you find the optimal like experience to price ratio.
Yeah.
And just crank out characters like that because there are so many people that like pay to play.
Yeah, and then along with that also comes services too. Because like maybe you want to get your character up to a certain point, but you don't feel like actually doing that grind. You just want to play the game.
Right.
But you're going to need a character. So it's like, yeah, you can just outright buy this thing that I leveled up for you, or you can actually pay a little bit less and I'll just level up with you.
Right. Yeah, totally.
And because I can level up in a party, let's say, like, and people do this sort of stuff all the time via Discord, right? With Diablo and all that, just pay me 3 million game gold and I'll pop you through the capstone dungeon.
Right.
Like, no problem. Now I've got tons and tons of game gold to go buy other services, or all of these ecosystems have always been around. It's just we haven't had the infrastructure to make it a legitimate ecosystem for finance-esque trading.
And experience. Like as a gamer,
right,
you get all this experience in Diablo, say, or Rocket League, but that's very siloed. And with GameFi, is what we call this Web3 gaming, it allows you to take that experience and be able, like you said, to be able to transfer it interoperability-wise between games. So, your items and experience and characters in Rocket League can actually translate over to other games because those items can be transferred and owned. And they're not just stuck in the game. Yeah.
Free idea here for anybody who wants to do this. It would be super cool to have a Dungeons and Dragons style game, even if it was like Indigo, like it's fairly straightforward, like text-based RPG, but then be able to have like different what would you call these, like journeys, right?
Yeah.
But they all have the same mechanisms,
right?
You just use that, and so I can write and create my own story, and then you can bring your character from Indigo and come play that story.
That'd be sick.
If you could create an ecosystem like that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be
so cool. So, okay, what's the chat saying?
Yeah, so Zombie 3D. I think that's
Oh,
Douglas.
nice, dude. You played Diablo 2.
Yeah. Pigeon played a lot of Diablo.
Yeah,
2
so
growing up.
I ran a lot of the US East servers for this guy named Hotlanta back when I was really involved on D2JSP. And like would G rush people through all 5 acts and did all that. We wake up we were kids, right? It was in the summer, so we wake up at 10 a.m. and play until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and like just not stop for anything but bathroom and food breaks. So,
Right.
like total nerdum.
And that's really cool too. He's saying he got paid on eBay to rush players in Diablo 2. Like,
Yeah, we got paid in Forum Gold, so 3D was doing better than we were. So okay, I want to mention. Let's check chat one more time. Oh, nice. Okay, Nick was RTS guy. All right, we'll totally get distracted just talking about gaming in general. So I actually, in preparation for this, I went and put some stuff into GPT because I was curious. Because sometimes you want to make a list or something of things in your head, and you don't know if you've included everything.
Right.
And so I'll just run it into ChatGPT and be like, okay, what are the benefits of Web3 gaming? Like, what does blockchain technology bring to gaming that has been there before?
Right.
And I was shocked at how many items it spit out at me.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we'd cover a couple of them before we jump into the next game and test it out.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. So true ownership of in-game assets is the first one that's huge. Man, I wish I could have a third screen. Okay.
We could do half.
Oh, yeah, duh, I can do that. Okay, bear with me. Okay, cool. Sick.
That works, yeah.
This is awesome. Technology, woo.
I know, right?
Okay, so true ownership of in-game assets. So the big thing here for me as a gamer when it comes to true ownership is recently there was a game for VR where it was like Ender's Game, if you remember that, where it's like zero gravity and you had to throw these discs through a goal. And it was very competitive and it was really cool. I think it's called Echo VR or something like that.
Okay.
At a certain point, because they're coming out with Echo 2, they actually just shut down all of the servers.
What?
Yeah, so people had put like thousands of hours into this VR game being competitive and getting stuff and having a blast, and then all of a sudden
it's just gone.
It's gone, right? And I don't think that that's really right.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
Like my time is not the most valuable thing in the world necessarily, but it is valuable to me. And so like if I were playing Diablo for thousands of hours and then all of a sudden they deleted my character, like I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I would be too.
I want to be able to run that after the fact, even if I have to make my own server or something.
Right.
I want to be able to run that. And so Web3 brings that genuine ownership, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, in a way, it's enabling like a new form of commerce, right? Because gamers have all these assets that they put time into that aren't actually valuable. But if the only thing that's lacking really is just the transactability or the ownership part. And I love that because even people point to esports as having more money annually than the NFL. But if you NFT'd all gaming items, I mean, you could 100x that number.
Oh, easily. Yeah. And that's what we were talking about with like rewards, right? It's like, so we were talking last night since you were in town, and we were thinking about like at the highest esports level, like the trophies should be NFTs.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, there should be an NFT item associated with that. And what's cool about the NFTs is that like once it's plugged in, it doesn't have to be just a JPEG.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It could be a special animation for a certain skill or something in a game. Or a full-on program.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like it could be all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Literally the zeros and ones are the limitation.
Right.
Like,
which is not,
if you can fit it in zeros and ones, then you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've already actually talked about interoperability and cross-platform play. And that's really, in my mind, that's not really worded properly. It really should be cross-franchise play.
Right.
Because, you can switch items between franchises and there wouldn't be any issue if there were standardized code. Right?
Yeah. Imagine if you were so I like playing Borderlands 3. Imagine if we could trade like Borderlands items for Diablo items.
Oh, yeah. I could equip you and you could equip me.
Right.
And then even beyond that, when you add in your NeoSwap algorithms and stuff, then it gets really complicated.
Yeah.
In a really good way because there's huge advantage for everybody
Right.
involved.
Yeah.
Or a huge upside, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I like the secure asset transactions point here too, because basically there's so much fraud. Like even as Zombie 3D referenced in chat, doing stuff on eBay, like this, so easy to fraud people out of game items.
Yeah,
because there's no way to prove authenticity. But if you add blockchain tech in there, everything is very transparent and verifiable. That takes all of that risk out for the user. So that's huge.
Yeah, security. And it's cybersecurity. It's just the cybersecurity has been getting better. We need to update it to Web3 now. Yeah. Okay, and then there's also play to earn models. Now, I don't like the idea of play to earn models.
Yeah.
Because for me, gaming is entertainment and relaxation and all of this, right? So when I look at potentially doing play to earn, I'm just like, well, aren't we kind of turning gaming into a job? Like,
yeah,
I don't really want to come home and do my job at gaming, because it's not going to be viable for like a full-time career necessarily, unless you're at that, top 5%. It's only the top 5% of gamers or whoever they're, and not even that probably are making a full-time living playing games.
Probably not even 5%. And at the end of the day, for me, I just think that it's so it's very not creative of Web3 people to go the play to earn route, because literally it's playing off of the term like pay to win or whatever. Like I don't know, they're jumbling up this concept that you have to either pay money or earn money. Why can't the game just be fun to play? Right.
You can have an ecosystem inside of the game network instead of having to integrate the game network into a larger
like financial
economy
or something. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I say ecosystem? I meant economy. You can have an economy inside of the game and the network of games and that community
without having that the point of the game.
Exactly. Without it having to be a part of the macro financial system too.
Yeah.
Like it can be its own little thing, and it can have interoperability with that bigger financial system, but it doesn't have to be your job. And play to earn models just focus on that. And the problem with it is, as soon as I figure out that I can't make a living playing your play to earn game, well, your game actually sucks.
Right.
So why would I play the game if your game sucks?
You shouldn't even be thinking, oh no, I can't make a living at this.
Right.
You should be thinking, oh snap, I can go sell all these awesome items that I've collected.
Exactly. It should be like almost a secondary benefit where you're like, I love playing this game because this game is fun.
Yeah.
The gameplay loop is so solid that I'm enjoying myself. And it happens to be integrated with Web3, so I can, trade items with other people and do all this cool stuff that's Web3 gaming. So,
how long is this list? Isn't this like 20 things?
Yeah, it's like 15 things. So let's rapid fire a couple of them. So transparency and fairness. Blockchain technology ensures transparency in gaming mechanics, making it easier and players understand the game's rules and algorithms. This is huge, actually. Having played Diablo recently, Blizzard, get your stuff together, man. It's unacceptable. I'm so frustrated and angry.
You can do a whole episode about that.
For real. Yeah, it'd be just an hour-long rant. Decentralized game development is huge.
I like this one.
Okay, talk about that one.
So for this, traditionally, both AI tools and Web3 tools, because you have like the actual, you don't have to buy expensive programs to make really cool art that you can turn into games now. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to know a ton of VCs or rich insiders to raise money to be able to do a game. I mean, Project Indigo, it may look simple on the outside, but they did all of that development just from bootstrapping, from selling NFTs and like doing a decentralized fundraising strategy. So all of these complaints that you have about Blizzard or, Bethesda or whoever it is that has ruffled the gamers' feathers recently, that's because of centralized entities that control the majority of game creation. Right. And if we take away those competitive advantages, which is basically money.
Yeah, that's the only thing that it is money and time.
Money and time. And a lot of people have a lot of time, but they just don't have access to capital. And so Web3 allows them to be able to go out and make their own game.
Yeah, and with the advent of AI, it's so much more accelerated.
So much more. I think in the next couple of years, we're going to be seeing just so many indie games pop up. I'm really excited for it.
Me too. Okay, so then we've got also global accessibility. This is a huge one because of the fact that of like what Web3 and decentralized finance is bringing to the global economy anyways.
Right.
That's just kind of like a Web3 benefit that happens to also apply to gaming.
Community governance, man. I think that one's huge.
Okay.
So we could actually form DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organizations, which is basically just, we have a wallet, we can come in here and connect, and we can vote democratically, or however you want to lay it out. But again, if you're angry at a game producing company, what you could do is you could actually build out, and I think our next game that we're going to look at has this hub where games can come underneath the system or whatever, and they're all part of the system. You can make a DAO that basically represents that whole hub that has a series of games underneath them, and then the audience members who play can vote on what actually happens.
No, it's like almost Steam if it were a DAO.
Right. Yeah. If you had a choice on what sort of developments were done on Steam, like that could be done through Web3.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Okay. It also reduces cheating and hacking. That's the immutability of the blockchain coming to help us out again. And then we have new monetization models. Okay. So this is actually important, especially, again, coming back to Diablo. They're monetizing through cosmetics. And it's like, I've noticed this weird thing is in Diablo, the game itself, like the mechanics of the game, the skills that you need, the difficulty of the enemies is totally broken. It's garbage. No offense to Blizzard. I know you guys are working hard. It's just, I really wish you'd had more time to release a fully finished game. No offense to the devs. I get it. I understand that you're trying really hard. But it still sucks. So all of that's going on. And then the cosmetics work great.
Of course they do.
No problem accessing the battle pass. No glitches there whatsoever. The whole monetization model works phenomenally.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that the button to pay for the thing is right where it is, where you click on the screen, and I accidentally hit it.
Oh man.
Like you made me accidentally pay for something, and that's totally
great for them. Right.
It's great for them, but it's bullshit. I'm so angry. Anyways, so different monetization models brought to it by Web3 so that you don't have to be focused on these cosmetics and everything that are just
Fortnite ruined everybody. Fortnite ruined everyone.
Yeah. And I love Epic Games, but man.
Yeah. Let's just buy skins, and that's the solution.
Yeah. No. Anyways, and it's taking advantage of little kids and their moms,
Right.
It feels unethical. So, okay, I already mentioned global accessibility. We've got data privacy and ownership.
That's a big one. Again, you own not just the game items, but like if you're using a wallet to interact with the game, there's much more control that comes with that. Like you don't need an IP address. You don't need like your name and your address and all this stuff. Like when you sign up for Blizzard, you have to have a Blizzard account or whatever.
Right.
Like none of that's needed. You just have a wallet address. And so it's a very known set of data and privacy factors that you're exposing. And that's a big step up from a gaming perspective.
Yeah, and once you understand a little bit more about how the wallets and things work, that's when it becomes, all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, all I have to do is connect my wallet.
Right.
And when you start out with Web3, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to connect my wallet to everything. Like I'm so confused about this process and what it's actually doing. But as soon as you get it, you're like, oh, okay, they just want me to connect my wallet, do an arbitrary transaction to confirm that it's my wallet, and then that's it. Like super easy. Or the arbitrary transaction like gives permissions essentially.
Yes.
So it's easy. It's easy. Once the infrastructure is laid out properly, everybody's going to love this stuff.
I think infrastructure is a great transition to our next game.
Okay.
Because one of the big things that we talked about in Indigo, is that, confirmation times to purchase this item are going to take too long. And that's because, so we've talked about this pretty extensively on Gingerly. And if you're into the Stacks ecosystem at all, you know that speed is a big deal.
Exactly. It's better than a UBI key.
Yeah. So that's a good point from Zombie just now. Connecting a wallet is all of the annoying information of filling in your name and your address and your email address and having to confirm an email and all of that crap. Literally, you can put down to just pressing a button and connecting your wallet. So people now think it's a big deal, but it's not. It's not going to be a big deal.
It's only because they don't get it yet.
Yeah, exactly. And you also have to disconnect your wallet. Yeah, you also have the choice to disconnect your wallet, which is huge because once you give up your data, basically you're saying, I choose to expose my information to this site for this period of time, and then you can disconnect.
Yeah, you can choose to not expose it in the future, which is cool. Something that you can't choose to do with, I don't know, say Facebook.
Oops. Anyway, so off that tangent. So the problem is speed with stacks. Like it's slow, it's expensive to use if there's congestion. So there are more centralized blockchains like Solana, for instance, which is my personal favorite for games, that they're not. So my boss at NeoSwap likes to say all the time, not every currency has to be Bitcoin. Like I personally am a Bitcoin maximalist. Y'all hear me say this all the time. I think everyone should be saving in Bitcoin, but it's unrealistic to think that games like Diablo could be built on top of Bitcoin, at least in this current time. So it makes sense to have centralized new tech that's modeled off of Ethereum, or like the proof of stake system where things are cheap, and I'm talking like 0.000001 of a cent, and they're ultra fast, as in like 10-second confirmation times or less. And that's where we come to this new game that was recommended to us on Twitter, now known as X.
The app formerly known as Twitter is what I'm using right now.
Exactly. That's built on Solana. And so neither of us have actually played this game. Literally, we just took the suggestion off of Twitter.
So it might suck.
It might. We don't know what we're doing. But hopefully, this is going to go great, and we can tag MixMob on Twitter and thank them for the recommendation. But we figured we would just kind of dive in and give it a test so that you can get a taste of what Solana gaming looks like right along with us, and kind of see what the initial steps look like. So full disclosure, all we've done is look to see if we need to get anything set up.
Yeah. So this is where I'll mention. I hope I didn't expose anything there. Fractal. It lets me set up like a centrally hosted wallet, essentially.
It's like
Solana.
Steam.
Yeah, and I can export that wallet later. So it's not like the most secure thing, but it allowed me to literally just jump in, click a button, and say, "Yep," like through my Gmail or something, and let it set up. So it's actually super convenient. And I would recommend actually having your own wallet.
Yeah.
Typically, but Fractal's a great way to get started. I was impressed at how smooth it was.
I think that's a really good point, actually, because a lot of Web3 purist people get caught up in, we have to make this as Web3 as possible.
Yep.
But something that Solana does really well is they understand that a lot of people are going to get turned off from a particular game because they have to set up a wallet and they have to learn about this new tech. And so I think that it's a great idea to just make it where you can sign up using a traditional account. And if you choose to set up your own wallet or connect it later, you can do that. Yep. But we need ease of access. Like I've always said, we don't need people to think, "Oh, I'm setting up a cryptocurrency wallet right now." No, it's like, I'm going to go play MixMob.
Exactly. So, okay, I can refresh this because I don't like eggplant. It's kind of a...
Ooh, that's
nice.
With
holograms good. Okay.
What about the drop-down box? Can you change your mask?
No, I think this is just graphics.
Okay, it's just assigned.
Yeah, MixMob mask, white. I get a white mask first, so... All right.
Cool. So here we go.
So loading Unity too. It's made on Unity.
That's pretty cool.
Is great because it's so much.
Sucky.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll move over here. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So we've got masks is coming soon. Dex is already there. So there's stuff about trading cards and things in the game.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and play. Let's just do free play.
Yeah. Let's just try it
out. Let's see. I wonder if I'll have to pay something to get started.
We'll find out.
Okay. What was successful? Arena Phantom Trial Mixed. Okay.
So it's a race.
Yes. Yeah, so it's like a strategy card game mixed with racing somehow.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know how the gameplay is going to be yet, but we're about to find out. Okay. Okay, so I can do...
Maybe it's WSAD or something.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to get some speed going here.
Oh, so I think Repair Kit, Mega Bug, Thermo Shield, and Shock Rocket. So I think you... Okay, so he's using a shield. Cool.
Okay, that's pretty neat. Let's see if the... What just hit me?
Oh, I think he's behind you. Full boosters. I love the color schemes. Like hyperspace look is pretty cool.
Oh, you got me.
What?
Oh, okay. So it's like,
Oh, you have HP in the upper left.
I don't know what that did.
I think you might have just damaged yourself.
Oh no, I damaged myself? What the? Okay, well, clearly I'm not like pro level yet. Oh, are those things that I'm supposed to be avoiding then,
Maybe.
I guess?
So let go of W. I think that W actually takes down your health.
Oh.
You see the little bar in the upper left-hand side?
Okay.
Whenever you press W, it goes down.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
So that's weird. Like, why would?
But am I going forward here?
It looks like it.
So if I do this, it's hurting my health. Okay.
Oh, I see. So every time there's a little, you get those are items that you're picking up.
Yeah. Okay. So the white things are items, right?
Yeah.
And then
You also get items by default by progressing. It looks like catching up to it.
yeah, we got this. I believe in us.
So I wonder if like W gives you a boost, but it costs you health.
Maybe something like that.
Oof, good move. Also, the music is pretty lit.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, so I'm staying away from it.
Yeah, so that repair is good.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. I set up a time trap for him. Got chroma glass. I don't know what that does.
Nice.
This is actually pretty chill.
This is pretty cool.
I like the synth wave.
The feel for the synth wave. Yeah.
The feel of the synth wave and just like the overall music and aesthetic is I'm a fan of.
Triple pulse. That sounds cool.
Oh, sorry, I should use triple pulse.
Right. Oh, well, I guess not. Whoa!
I wonder what slow-mo does. I wonder if that affected
Maybe it slows him down.
Behind me, yeah. Come on now.
Let's go, Team Gingerly,
bringing home the dub.
Let's go.
Bringing home the
first
dub.
try.
So, okay, I wonder if we're accessing the blockchain right now, and that's
race
why it takes
win
a while.
one coin. Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we hit return.
Why did we get a coin? Dang it!
Could be
maybe that was just because it was free play or something.
Blockchain speed.
Yeah, but it should be almost instant.
Oh, this is just test your skills. So if I wanted to do this.
Oh wow! Reward 170, but it costs to enter that one.
Yep.
So you have to wager 150, and then the reward is 170 if you win. Try experimental.
Okay, so this is actually arena, so I should be playing against other people. Do you want to do it?
No, you go for it. You just had a successful run. Let's see. Okay, so we're actually
finding people.
Cool. I wonder. GameFi space is pretty inactive at the moment.
That's true. We might actually be waiting on people for a while.
Yeah, for like days and days.
But this is exactly why I think that the gaming industry needs to be paying a lot more attention to Web3, is because we can sit here and wait on this, but like if Indigo had a much bigger fan base or just a more interesting mechanic, really, then all of a sudden it becomes one of the biggest games available, because anybody who's even hinted at Web3 goes, oh wait, the game is actually fun?
Yeah.
Like if I can just play a game that's actually fun, then I want it to be Web3.
Right.
It's hard to find good Web3 games that have, hundreds of hours worth of gameplay loop that I can enjoy. Right. So, I mean, honestly, I almost part of me, dude, wants to find an open source game that's like an action RPG or something,
Yeah,
and just overlay Web3 stuff on top of it, just
that
for
would be
kicks and
sweet.
giggles to demonstrate what's possible.
So you could do that on Solana because they've just rolled out this new functionality that's called compressed NFTs, and
Okay.
basically you can airdrop like 10,000 NFTs for like under $10 in terms of like the gas fees required,
Wow.
which is insane. So theoretically, if you had a game like that, so like World of Warcraft or Star Wars: The Old Republic or something like that, even if you had a game like that, you could take a look at everyone's inventories
Mm-hmm.
and basically airdrop NFT versions of all of those items using compressed NFTs on Solana.
Yeah.
And then you basically just did what you said. You overlaid a Web3 economy over top of the game because then each item has a one-to-one representation.
So
And that wasn't possible before compressed NFTs because it would have been too much time and money to airdrop all that stuff.
So I think it would actually be possible to do it even better than that. I think it'll be even possible to integrate it in the code, because if it's a fully open source and like I don't have to worry about licensing or anything, I can
Right.
just do this for fun. Like I'd have to do some research to find out which games fall into that category, but and not trying to like just jack anybody's game. Just trying to like
Yeah.
play with some Web3 stuff as a demonstration. But like all you do is replace the in-game items with Web3 items, and it has
Right.
to access your wallet. So there'd be some you'd have to figure it out. Like there would definitely be some work done, but I don't see any reason it's not possible.
Yeah, I don't either.
So
Actually,
maybe I'm stupid. I don't know.
I tossed around with an idea like this, which if you're listening and you want to do this idea, please do and let me know that you did.
Yeah, just let us know that.
There were these huge Minecraft maps that people made that were replicas of like Lord of the Rings places.
Oh, cool.
So what I wanted to do is there was this guy who was playing around with Lightning code at the time with Bitcoin. So I wanted to hide, like Bitcoin throughout this gigantic map and have like a deathmatch style thing where you pay like a little less than $1 to enter and then get a sword. And then every 15 minutes, the bell sounds and you Hunger Games style it, where you run out and try and find as much Bitcoin as you can. But you can kill other people and take their Bitcoin. And so if you survive for the allotted amount of time, then you get to keep everything you win. And at the very end, like hidden way away, is a big jackpot that's worth like, I don't know, half a Bitcoin or something crazy. And but then if you have it and people start finding out who has the jackpot, everyone's going to be coming after you.
Or you could even give them an indicator.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you have the most Bitcoin, you
have
the
a little
indicator.
flag.
Yeah.
And so that's totally possible on Minecraft. Minecraft, unfortunately, like really clamped down on Web3 stuff, and so a lot of the plugins and like things that people are using aren't operable anymore.
Well, and then it's also a matter of like you could probably run your own Minecraft server and pull that off anyway.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't be happy about it.
Right.
Which.
Right. I mean, innovation requires breaking some rules sometimes.
Yeah, occasionally. Not that we necessarily encourage breaking legal rules, but it does. Omelets and stuff.
Yeah, totally. Douglas, that's amazing. Bitcoin Jake was the guy that I'm talking about, actually. I talked with him for a while about creating that idea, but I think some life problems got in the way and he didn't end up finishing it. But yeah, he was one of the big guys actually that I was talking to because he had one of the only functioning servers that was doing anything close to what I was describing.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, no, dude, I would totally play PvP Minecraft server with Bitcoin payouts. So if you know anyone who wants to do that kind of thing, let me know, and I would love to support. But so going back to MixMob, so we're still searching.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it just timed out on us. So okay, this goes to show you one of the big. No, you can share that. Go ahead and share it.
Oh, okay. It had a window that said rematch or cancel, so I could try to go again. And I actually wonder, let's see, if I cancel that, I wonder if I go back to play now, go to here, and then change the deck.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is just showing me what's in the tech deck.
Gotcha.
So I believe the deck is like the types of cards that you can get that were coming up.
Right.
So like and then there's also MixBots, which are
those are the little things that you're driving in. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to like change out the vehicle or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah. Shoot. So I thought that maybe I could.
Try a different deck.
Yeah, but it keeps taking me to the options. So I wonder. Let's see.
Hmm.
Yeah, interesting.
Maybe there's only that one deck available in the
In the arena right now.
multiplayer. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what I was going to say is that a big problem with Web3 gaming right now is that there's just not a user base, and I would say that that's because of the problem that we mentioned, that the games just aren't that appealing. Like,
right.
I think that this game is very pretty. Like, they've done a great job on development. The soundtrack's awesome. The concept is cool. But at the end of the day, it's like a little mobile game basically that you just swipe back and forth and use boosters, right?
Yep.
Like, it's not World of Warcraft, it's not Diablo, which those are all huge lifts, but the point of this is Web3 gaming.
Right, and they're a lot less of a lift now though than they used to be.
Right.
That's the thing. Is like, yes, Diablo, the art is amazing, and that's what they spent a mass majority of their time on. They spent a whole bunch of time on that, and they spent a whole bunch of time on monetization, and then they spent a whole bunch of time on adding stuff to the game that's completely useless and not fun at all.
Right.
And so if you could just focus on making a fun game and have a Web3 dev come in and actually, help you put all of that together and actually layer the structure out, I think that you've got a really good thing. And ChatGPT, right? Like, I think that it's possible to do it with a lot lighter lift and come up with a really good gameplay loop. So if you're a game dev and you happen to listen to the stream, please just make really fun games, and then find a Web3 dev to help you tokenize it briefly. Like, you don't even have to do a lot to it to make it Web3 and make it awesome.
I feel like there's so much obvious success with Web3 gaming. Like, that's why people get so up in the air about it. But when the point is buying NFTs or making money or like whatever from the game, people are just not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't think. So focus on game development, come up with crazy cool game ideas. Like, so the fun part about my Minecraft idea, like the Bitcoin part's cool, but I mean, for me, doing a death match in Minas Tirith sounds amazing. Like, I already play a lot of Minecraft, so I wanted to have an appealing game idea first that you can also put some fun Bitcoin stuff into. So I hope people start thinking in that direction, because this market showed us that the direction Web3 gaming went was not the right one.
Yeah,
for adoption.
100%. We know for sure now.
Yeah,
that's the wrong direction.
Yeah. What's really crazy is that, like, when we were researching this episode, Pigeon was asking me, like, "Oh, what game should we do?" And I was like, "Well, obviously Indigo, because I'm just have a soft spot for that." And then Set Zeus, the dev, is a good friend of ours. We play VR golf with him every week. But then I was like, but there's not that many games that are actually live. You go out and you see all of these white papers, you see all these wait lists, So Douglas says, funny thing is, most Web3 games are just self-owned modular game components with crypto payments sometimes. Yeah, and that's so true. There's so much of a leap to go between where we are now with Web3 gaming and where we could be. But right now, the way that the market is operating and the way that development has happened, it's not the right path. We got to pivot hard. We got to have a big game come out.
Yeah,
and do it right.
I think it all comes down to authenticity too. With what we do with podcasting and being us on Twitter and all of that stuff, all of that really relies heavily on authenticity in our mind. Yeah. If I'm not being me, then there's not really a point. Like, you don't want to get on here and see me, welcome to, and be fake and all that stuff. Right. That's just not who I am. I'm not we talk about this all the time, actually, because we were watching Fight Night, and John is staying at our house right now and is a very boisterous and loud person when he watches sports.
Can't help it.
And I'm not excitable at all. Like, I'm the exact opposite. Even if I am excited, I will not express it. I just kind of hang out, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, I'm having a good time. And I do it vicariously through him. It's lots of fun to watch a Tennessee game or something and have you freak out. And I'm like, yeah, I enjoy watching other people have fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot where I was going with
authenticity.
This. Oh yeah, authenticity. So that's the thing about making a really good game, is making a really good game has to be the absolute forefront.
People know when it's not.
Right.
That's why Web3 gaming isn't popular. Is because people know
People
it's
know
just
exactly
about
what
the
you're
money.
doing.
Yeah.
They see through you.
They're not stupid. In fact, gamers are some of the smartest consumers out there, I would say.
I think so too. And they're also some of the pickiest.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if this is not the exact experience, like, oh, you put this button in the wrong place,
Yeah.
I'm not playing your game.
Cancel.
So anyways, I think that's a pretty good precursor. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
I wish that we had more gameplay to show you, actually. I would love to see somebody like rip Skyrim and add NFT stuff to it. Like that would be so much fun.
That's a great note, actually. So we can, and Nick, we can talk about this on Twitter even after the fact. But so we'll tag MixMob, we'll tag Indigo. But if you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, they didn't play this game, like, okay, well, tell us, and we'll do another game. We'll do another Web3 episode. I'm not too far away from Pigeon now, so I foresee a lot more of episodes in the Pigeon Coop coming. So I would love to test out your game on stream and like give it some critique, in all love, of course.
Yeah.
But so yeah, tag them. Let us know what we should be trying out because we're all about it. Trying hands-on's a way to get educated.
Also, in that vein, Indigo, MixMob, we really love you guys' games and what you're trying to do. We really appreciate it and all of the hard work that y'all put in. I know we might have said some negative things about the games, but hopefully your devs are like, yes, we want to fix that. Yes. We see that.
If y'all want to come on the show and tell us why we're wrong and talk about it, I would love to be educated. So please come on the show and we can talk about it and you can talk about where you're going with your game. That'd be really cool. Because we're gamers at heart. That's what we care about. So, I don't think we're being negative. I think we're being very realistic. We're at the very bottom of the NFT and crypto market right now. So
that's true.
We got to be eyes wide open if we want to survive.
Cool.
So that's what we're doing. This has been fun. I think that's a great place to wrap it up.
Cool.
So we'll be seeing you in 2 weeks with another episode. Probably not in the Pigeon Coop in 2 weeks, but
no, I don't think so.
Be back to normal. So appreciate it all, y'all. Hope you enjoy the games, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.